Hello and welcome to Poets Know It, coming to you live from Cam Erie on West 12th Street in Erie, PA. I want to thank you all for tuning in and sharing when we're done. Sharing is caring. I'm Thasia Ann, and we're ready for some fun tonight. And because this is February, love is in the air. And for me, it's always my bear. I hope you all have at least a great love for yourself. Thank you. And then I'm going to go into, since we're living in Erie, Pennsylvania, and we had at least a week where we never made it into double digits. Sometimes it was below. And so this is Mother Nature. I received my free sample of winter, and I was not impressed. I'd like to cancel my monthly subscription now. 3 months later, I have to ask to cancel 3 times. You keep withdrawing money from my account. I've called 3 times. I keep yelling, "Representative," and I get no answer. This is very unprofessional. Please cease and desist the snow, or I will have to contact my attorney. Thank you for your time and attention to this matter, Thasia Ann. I got the I need some sun blues. The snow is back and the sky is black by 5 p.m. And I'm one of them. I got the I need some sun and vitamin D now blues. It's back to boots and fuzzy socks in use, sit by the fire hour after hour. I got the I need some sun and some vitamin D fun now blues. Looking for spring is really my thing, and bad weather reports make me out of sorts. I really got the I need the sun and vitamin D now blues. Thank you. This one's called Winter Sun. I wear the cold, creamy, white snow blanket pulled up tight against my heart. I pray for spring to start pushing petals and bright green stems through the hem of winter's garment. The lake with icy fingers linger in the water, and I beg the sun to be hotter, melt them, swelter them, bring back my green flowered blanket pressed by colorful petals and fragrant, fanciful fabric to life today, and melt away the cold and solitude that winter brings. Warm my face and make me sing songs and replace winter doldrums with a smile and get a hold on renewing and viewing the day through my shades because our future is so bright. One more and then I will bring up the next poet. This is called Ice Fishing. My father was a fireman, and he taught us all about safety, everything you could ever know about safety. Keep that in mind. Ice fishing, colorful, crazy people out on the ice. It wouldn't be so nice if they fell through, and I would be a fool to go out on that ice because I know what would suffice as a considered decision would bring about a crack in the ice and a device that would bring division and icicular incision between me and the shore. And what for, really? Do I need to be a part of those who indeed do not heed the dangers? My father, the fireman, made certain I was no stranger to peril that might wait and anticipate my arrival beneath the icy waters of Lake Erie. Ice fishing, in his mind, was wishing for trouble. He didn't live in a bubble, but we were careful and never went ice fishing. However, we did go sledding down Golf Course Hill. What a thrill, and well, we never told Dad. Next up to the mic is going to be Chuck Joy.
Thank you, Thasia. I'm excited to be here as always. Thank you for having this. And thank you to Cam Erie I have 4 poems to read, and the first one is a seasonal poem. What season is it, you wonder? Well, it's Groundhog Day season, and that's coming up. But it's also winter season, and it's a big winter this year. The lake is more frozen than it has been in a long time. So I'm going to open with a poem that has to do with that. And I've probably read it here before. It's a 2-part poem, but I can't resist. It's called Beyond Their Horizon. 1. I am present at my desk, my own familiar house, incense burning from a shelf, the radio turned off. A window closed shows frozen snow, bare trees, a lake beyond their horizon. When that lake freezes solid, I will walk across to Canada. My small but not unprecedented black shape emerging from the bleak surround. Climbing ashore to an empty beach, my greeting a gull screaming. 2. The road inland, long and sad, a narrow road veined with tar. Snow-logged fields in both directions. I knock at a cottage. No one answers. Finally, an old truck approaches, slows, stops. Window cranks open. Lyrics spill out. Lava flown in Super Farmer's direction. He's been getting reprieve. The driver, a woman, leans toward me. I explain my accomplishment. When she tells me she's headed for Toronto, I tell her, me too. Dropped off on Bloor near Spadina. Not sure exactly where I want to go. Everything closed except the farmer's market. By then, it's 5:30. And that's when I wake up. Thank you. All right, that was me, and that appeared in Poetry 2025, which is a member publication from the Pennsylvania Poetry Society. You can join too. Check it out. And speaking of checking it out, here's something to check out. This is a book called Startlements by Ada Limon. And I've been enjoying it a lot. So if I haven't lost my place, I'd like to read one of these, and here it is. This is a Ada Limon poem. I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to try it. Instructions on not giving up. More than the fuchsia funnels breaking out of the crabapple tree, more than the neighbor's almost obscene display of cherry limbs shoving their cotton candy-colored blossoms to the slate sky of spring rains, it's the greening of the trees that really gets to me. When all the shock of white and taffy, the world's baubles and trinkets, leave the pavement strewn with the confetti of aftermath, the leaves come. Patient, plodding, a green skin growing over whatever winter did to us. A return to the strange idea of continuous living despite the mess of us. The hurt, the empty. Fine then, I'll take it, the tree seems to say. A new slick leaf unfurling like a fist to an open palm. I'll take it all. Thank you. Ada Limon. Ada Limon. Check her out. All right, then a season, I mentioned the season, Groundhog Day season. As opposed to Groundhog season, there's no season on groundhogs, right? No. Every day is Groundhog season. But Groundhog Day was 2 days ago, and it won't be for another year, so we're still there. And I'm going to read this poem here in honor of our great celebration, our Pennsylvania celebration. I read this poem a lot out of Erie, and I say I'm bringing Pennsylvania culture to wherever I am, and it's a thrill to bring it right here to home. This poem is called Sex Machine. What you don't know, unless you live in Pennsylvania, maintain a permanent residence, and maybe in Jefferson County, is why we love the groundhog so. Here's why. He's a sex machine. That cuddly lump of brown fluff, he's a freak. He can't get enough. He's like our fertility god, that groundhog, our icon of love. Every time we see him, we Pennsylvanians, we lick our chops. Fireworks start going off. We feel like dancing. The groundhog stands for sex, intimacy, adult behavior, getting lucky, the overflow of love into loving, the way our rivers sometimes overflow our valleys with a flood. So, anytime you see the groundhog on TV, participating in his big day, or advertising the lottery, or even in person, scuttling his plump butt across whatever lane you're traversing or field you're crossing, do what Pennsylvanians do when we see the groundhog. Think about love. Thank you. All right, so I guess that does join the love theme, right? This is another season, Valentine's season. All right, and now I'd like to close. I think Thasia was talking about Women of Word, or not yet? You're going to tell us more? What, do you want me to hold this?
No,
or?
go ahead.
All right, well, I've attended, Women of Word is annual production. I've attended my share. And last year, I was inspired to write a poem, and the poem should have an epigraph. It should say, after wow. So I'm going to do it that way. This poem is called The Tragic Poetry of Statistics, After Wow. Life is funny. On like a Monday, not even a big city, a small city, you could have come in by train, staying at a swanky downtown hotel, the heart of that city, brick and concrete, everything walking distance. Here, to attend an event in a theater, one night only, an annual production, the event remarkable, especially for structure. A rare event, even in much bigger cities, New York, London, Toronto. Recognize barriers by bridging them. Enter a spacious lobby, 3 rows deep with tables, staffed by social service agencies available for immediate consultation. Domestic violence, eating disorders, child and elderly welfare. On stage, brilliantly illuminated, overhead lights adjusted to perfection, a diverse ensemble cast of poets. One, the producer/director, choreographer, sending poets around and on and off, individually and in groups. Poets enacting tragic themes introduced in the lobby and more. Death, overdose, suicide, grief, spotlit monologues, trios, vignettes, all dialogue, original verse by poet, plus dance and songs of a similar nature, all with a narrator, a seated character who sometimes speaks in statistics. This event, uncommon on so many levels, crossing the borders of poetry and theater and service, not to mention mime, comic relief, one night only, an annual production, an occurrence of remarkable originality, especially for structure. A brief flash, visible from the moon. Thank you. All right, don't miss it. More here. Listen closely to Thasia. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That poem was amazing. From the moon. So I'm going to tell you about what Chuck was talking about. It's called WOW, Women of Word with a Few Man-Made Words. And I have been the director-producer from the get-go, and it is now in season 14. This year we're going to be at Gannon University in Schuster Theater. Come and experience WOW. It is a must, and it's free to attend. We use poetry, dance, music, and humor to entertain and enlighten you on some really tough subjects. You can find me on Facebook, Thasia Ann Lunger, if you have any questions. And Chuck has been one of our attendees on many of them. So thank you very much, Chuck, for that poem. It's very special to me. Next up is going to be Mary Ellen. And I think, are we doing the theme of love? No. Okay, we're not doing this.
Thank you, Thasia Ann. I can't wait to go to WOW. I've been out of town for the past one, so this is going to be a new experience for me. I look forward to it. Hello, everyone. I'm Mary Ellen, and yesterday was the birthday of a famous poem named Langston Hughes. He was part of the Black Renaissance in the 1930s in New York City and wrote some wonderful poetry. So in honor of his birthday, I am going to read I Too by Langston Hughes. I too sing America. I'm the darker brother. They send me to eat in the kitchen when the company comes. But I laugh and I eat well and grow strong. Tomorrow, I'll be at the table when the company comes. Nobody'll dare say to me, eat in the kitchen. Then, besides, they'll see how beautiful I am and be ashamed. I, too, am America. Thank you. Langston Hughes. So, and I've loved Langston Hughes for a long time. And I was happy to find that poem to read. Okay, I'm also going to read another cover. I have, one of my three sons is a nurse. So I was really disturbed by the recent killing of Alex Preddy in Minneapolis. And this poem appeared on Facebook by a poet named Joseph Fasano. So I read it in honor of Alex, but of all nurses who work so hard and take care of us so well. For Alex Preddy, because his last words were for a woman, because he asked, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" Because he had learned to say it by standing each night beside the dying, because sometimes he held their hands, because he had lived only as long as the scent of childhood in an album, because he was a son, because he sang once, because of all of it, because of all of it, because of all of it. Tell it, tell the story. A breath has left, a country is dying, and a man laid his faith on its pavement today as though he were listening to a patient's heart. Even then, even at the ending, to do what he was there to do, heal. Thank you. For our nurses. I'm reading this for a fellow Erie poet who could not be here tonight. it's his work doesn't allow him to come. So he and I recently had a conversation about how we censor ourselves. We censor ourselves sometimes about what we might want to say in a setting or not say. And anyway, his name is Nathan Large, and this poem is called Shh. Shh. We're not going to talk about it. The things that we don't talk about. And quiet every thought that might turn dangerous. The folks who open up those nopes get labeled something awful, so let's stick to stuff that won't upset the neighbors. We're not opposed to seriousness. There's plenty we can discuss. There's just some things a little more uncomfortable that underline our surface schemes and highlight some unpleasant needs which we believe could feed our dormant evil. Keep everything serene and clean. Don't risk offense with things obscene, and stick to topics safe enough for children, since after all, that's what we are, content to leave to someone else the difficult decisions and discussions. Nathan Large, thank you. So, trying to get a little bolder with some of the topics. This is my poem, and I've been working on this since before Christmas. Getting through the holidays are often difficult for me, and this year was no exception. And I was, well, you'll understand with this poem. This is, I was experimenting with a form of poetry called quatrain. And as you can imagine, quatrain 4, there are 4 verses and there are 4 lines in each verse. And there is a repeating line in each of the quatrains. Okay, so this poem, there's 2 parts to it. So there's actually 8 verses. This is called Hush. Part 1. Babble breaks your peace when ego, fueled by fear, risks all that you hold dear, letting the noise increase. Strident voices deafen, babble breaks your peace, makes finding truth decrease, with clamor, discord, din. Confusion casting doubt, will this never cease? Babble breaks your peace. What's this all about? Is there no release? The buzz is now a blare that blinds you with its glare. Babble breaks your peace. Part 2. Let silence be your guide. Drop knees to dark, damp earth, your sacred place of birth, where answers often hide. Through the needle's eye, let silence be your guide, where knowing may abide, and answer to the why. Embrace the darkest night, anticipate the ride. Let silence be your guide to sense a spark of light. Open your heart home wide. Allow that empty space to see the voice of grace. Let silence be your guide. Thank you.
Woo! Woo! That was great.
Okay, thank you.
I haven't done this one in a while. It's called Panhandling. I wear my fingerless gloves and pull my collar up against the words whipping about, some so cold my spine can't take anymore. Others sizzle in my ears, and I have my rusted tin can collecting whatever words a fellow could spare. Heated words, heartless words, harming words, happy, helpful words. My can now full to the brim with trim, self-satisfying, fulfilling words. Thank you. This is a tribute to Martin Luther King. He had a dream. He was tall in a huge-hearted way. His strength could be compared to willows in high winds, bending, not breaking, to the will of the wrong. He mounted his faith like a white steed, indeed, giving him reservoirs of fear facing integrity. He stood steadfast. He got past so many and opened the eyes of throngs who sang his song, I have a dream. It was dreamt by so many. Any who felt otherwise are to be despised. Not with weapons, only words and love can change a heart. And that was his wish, a fresh start, where we all get along, where we all recite the song, I have a dream. All right, Mr. Chuck, do you think you'd like to come back up to the mic?
I will.
Okay, awesome.
Yes, I'll read two poems to conclude my contribution to the evening. And the first, they're both from White and Blue, new collection, available now. So this first one, I think I probably read it before here because it belongs here. It's as close as I can get. This poem is called Organdy, with the epitaph for Robert Collin. What a dream I had, pressed in poetry. The Poetry Channel on my TV, cable 971, up the dial near the music channels. The Poetry Channel, all poetry, all the time. Poetry news, open mics, live, on tape, on location, Cleveland, Buffalo, everywhere. Featured poets, visits to them, their voices in natural habitats, taking walks, improvising conversation, personal interviews, performances, book reviews, panel discussions, original productions, poetry movies. Not only cable, all content streamed to your device, anytime, any screen. The Poetry Channel, some screens mounted above crowded bars. An audio equivalent you play in your car. Thank you. I think that should be called Poetry Channel. I don't know what's wrong with Chuck. Okay, so I'm going to conclude now with the get back to the theme of love. This one is sort of, maybe it's because I was so distracted by all the seasons and the fact that I did get a table at Serafini's for Valentine's Day. I wasn't thinking about that, and yet here we are, another season, the season of love. So here's a poem from White and Blue. It's kind of about love gone wrong. Stripper name. I thought she loved me. I also thought she was Italian. Turned out Francesca was her stripper name. She looked it, Italian, the length of the bridge of her nose, aquiline, the dark sorrow in her round eyes. We met at the bar behind the courthouse. She was out early. I was out late. The conversation flowed. I invited her to my place. Now that bird has flown. It's a gray morning, and I can't find my wallet. Thank you. Thank you, Phaedra.
That's funny. I was often mistaken as Italian. I'm Irish and Native American. This one is called Build It. It's kind of about my mom, who was emulated Jackie Kennedy Onassis and was trying to be perfect. And of course, she thought her daughter should be perfect. But her daughter never bought into that. It's called Build It. As a little girl with huge brown eyes and long satiny hair, my mother instructed me on the ways of life. Girls do not drum or help hammer, they cook. Young ladies keep their legs together and their hands folded. Girls don't climb trees, get down from there, look at the stain on your knee. I spent years trying to shove down that drummer, hammer-wielding chick so my mother would see and totally accept me. What I learned over time while stuffing down the whispering rhyme is that my Jackie Kennedy imitating mother was wrong. Inside my soul is a song, and it must be drummed and hummed. I learned, I turned things around. Ladies, count, drum, biologize, open your eyes and your heart to where you need to start. There is so much we can do. Think it through, build a bridge, a rocket, or a thriving doctor practice. I didn't drum until after my mother had passed, and I didn't make that a conscious decision, it just happened. This one's called Library, and this is about Erie's original library. Small girl with big dreams. I loved going there with the giant stone steps were worn down in the center from all the footfalls that had fallen upon them for hundreds of years. The hand-carved small gate used to count all the souls. The musty scent of 1,000,000 pages of ancient paper. Bookshelf soldiers in formation, not daring to breach. At attention and proud to hold all those books. Baby books, soft and hard. Aged books, brittle and crumbling like leaves in the fall. Thank you. Is there anybody else out there who would like to read a little more? Okay, come on up.
Thank you, Thasia Ann. I love the library.
Yes.
We had a bookmobile because
Yeah.
I lived in the country. It was wonderful.
Oh,
Yeah. So I'm going to read some love poems in honor of Valentine's Day. I have two covers, and then I have one of my own. The first one is called West Wind No. 2 by Mary Oliver. You are young, so you know everything. You leap into the boat and begin rowing, but listen to me. Without fanfare, without embarrassment, without any doubt, I talk directly to your soul. Listen to me. Lift the oars from the water. Let your arms rest, and your heart, and heart's little intelligence, and listen to me. There is life without love. It's not worth a bent penny or a scuffed shoe. It's not worth the body of a dead dog 9 days unburied. When you hear a mile away and still out of sight the churn of the water as it begins to swirl and roll, fretting around the sharp rocks, when you hear that unmistakable pounding, when you feel the mist in your mouth and sense ahead the embattlement, the long falls plunging and steaming, then row, row, row for your life toward it. Thank you. Row toward love. It's there. And the second poem is by a man, famous, Robert Bly, The Third Body. A man and a woman sit near each other, and they do not long at this moment to be older or younger or born in any other nation or at any other time or any other place. They are content to be where they are, talking or not talking. Their breaths together feed someone whom we do not know. The man sees the way his fingers move. He sees her hands, close around a book she hands him. They obey a third body that they share in common. They have promised to love that body. Age may come, parting may come, death will come. A man and a woman sit near each other. As they breathe, they feed someone we do not know, someone we know whom we have never seen. Thank you, Robert Bly. So, kind of in that vein, I wrote this poem about my husband who passed 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. And I didn't realize, but it's really sort of a love poem. So I just pulled it out because I would like to read it. It's called Somnia. I sleep with you still, warmed in your plaid pajama bottoms and tanglewood sweatshirt from an adventure ages ago. Or wearing my new sleepwear, a pattern of puffins, your favorite bird, caressing me. I sleep with you still on your side of the bed, facing a framed photo. You and I in deep love, 3 decades past, your arm enfolding my shoulder, sunlight embracing the room, on the carpet at our feet, a trinity of doves, my favorite bird, taking flight. I sleep with you still vividly in my dreams. You appear in new ways since you passed through the secret doorway. Our charmed life continuing, a phoenix-led mystery, existing where time does not. Thank you.
All right, we're starting to wind down a little bit. I want to talk to poets out there, or people who would like to be a poet but don't believe in themselves yet, or somebody who just scribbled some lines on a piece of paper. I want you to know, no matter what you write, it's never failure. It's the starting of something new. So this poem is called Failure. Failure would not be me not flying. It would be me not spreading my wings. And even if I need to close my eyes in the wind of change, I will make myself available for things that are coming my way. And I will no longer stay grounded where I floundered, fearful, tearful, and defeated, where I retreated from myself out of a fear of my mother's definition of failure. Like a crocus, I will push myself up through the crusty ground so I can be found by those looking for beauty. Thank you. And my last poem for this evening is called When Life Gives You Lemons. It has been said, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. My life taught me to squeeze and believe in the aid that was coming. Every setback showed me how to cut and chop those lemons. And I learned recipes. I created recipes. I made lemonade, lemon margaritas, lemons meringue, lemon squares. And then I met Bear. And now I make pizza and pasta, steak and eggs, scalloped potatoes with ham, but no man, nothing lemon here. So we seem to be at the end of our poetry time for this evening. And if you live in Erie and love poetry, whether you want to just listen or you want to come and read, come down at 5:30 on the first Wednesday of every month. And we are here for Poets Know It. We are a very loving and accommodating group of poets, no one to be afraid of. And join us March 4th for our next Poets Know It. And until then, this is Thasia Ann, and we are out.